Hi, it's Wednesday, so we're baking. Hi, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so I'm thinking that I'm going to show you today how I bake my homemade croutons. It's the perfect recipe for using up any leftover bread that you have sitting around, maybe from Thanksgiving, 2 or 3 days later after you're finished with your leftovers and maybe looking for a nice salad. So 2 or 3 days old is great. You can use this recipe with fresh bread though too. It works just as well. You just have to bake the bread for a little bit longer. So take whatever you have. If it's potato rolls or rye bread, anything. And then just, adjust your flavor profile to fit whatever you're looking for and whatever bread you're using. I'm using a black pepper focaccia loaf that I had sitting around. And you just want to cut it into small cubes. They don't have to be any particular size as long as they're all relatively equal in size so they bake at the same time. I have 4 cups for heaping cups here. It's probably closer to 5, but figure each heaping cup, there's 4 of them. And we're going to start by putting our bread in a large mixing bowl. So to my 4 cups of bread cubes, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And I suggest kind of adding this oil and these herbs and seasonings in parts just to make sure it's evenly coated. So I'm going to start with a drizzle of that olive oil. In total, we've got 3/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 2 tablespoons of some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And I just sprinkle on a little bit and then give it a nice gentle stir. You don't want to break up those breadcrumbs, especially if you're using like a soft bread, like cornbread. Use your silicone spurtle to just gently turn them and then repeat with a little more of your seasoning and oil. If you want to make a sweeter salad, using, let's say, cornbread or French bread, just omit maybe the garlic powder and the Parmesan cheese, and just do oregano and salt and maybe a little bit of pepper. All right, that looks nice and evenly coated. I'm going to spread these croutons out on a baking sheet. So these croutons are going to get gently poured out onto a baking sheet lined with aluminum foil. They already smell amazing. And then make sure to scrape out those herbs and that cheese that's stuck in that bowl. And then we're going to bake these at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. I like to check them every 5 minutes and give them a stir with my spurtle just to make sure, someone's honking, just to make sure that they're not getting overdone. It's really going to depend on the size that you cut your bread into. And it's also going to depend on how fresh your bread is. The more dry your bread is, the faster it'll brown up. So keep an eye on them. Just check on them like every 5 minutes, maybe while you're decorating your Christmas tree or cleaning up after your Thanksgiving party. And we'll see how they look after about 20 minutes.